At the top of the 4th round, the Browns were able to grab Perrion Winfrey, who was a consensus second-round prospect that many people thought was a steal at pick 108. The Browns, who have one of the worst group of veteran defensive tackles in the NFL, needed desperately to add bodies to generate interior pressure this upcoming season. And Winfrey has the physical traits to do just that. He has extraordinary length with massive 35-inch arms, which places him in the 97th percentile all-time among defensive tackles. On top of that, he is very fast and quick, even at 6'3", making him an athletic mismatch against most offensive linemen he will face. Winfrey has a very active, twitchy play style. Whether he's defending the run or rushing the passer, he plays with a lot of energy on a snap-to-snap basis. He's powerful, violent, and has the shock in his hands to defeat blocks, and even if his hand placement and technique aren't perfectly refined, which we'll get to later in the video, Winfrey has a natural feel for exploiting poor position by offensive linemen, which is hard to describe, but easy to see on film. On this play, Baylor is running inside zone to Winfrey's side of the formation. When the center reaches out to pass Winfrey off to the right guard, Winfrey uses the center's momentum against him by using a swim move to push the center away. Now, when the right guard, who is expecting to get more assistance from his center on the double team block, he gets tossed by Winfrey, who forces the running back into a wall of defenders for no gain. But you can't let Winfrey's power fool you. He can win in a variety of ways, including with pure speed and agility as well. He's got this lethal stutter step move he used all the time in college, where you'd see offensive linemen just look behind them and turn around wondering where he went. He moves incredibly fluidly for a guy that's almost 300 pounds. But with Winfrey, it's not about whether he can translate to the NFL's pool of athleticism. It's about whether he can develop the proper technique needed to win at an elite level. Winfrey is definitely raw, and it's why he fell to the 4th round altogether. There's no doubt about if he has a high ceiling, it's if he will ever tap that potential. While Winfrey's violent playstyle makes him a lot of fun to watch, oftentimes that frenetic, uncontrolled playstyle can be kept in check by good technique. And this rep against Texas Tech's left guard is a great example of his lack of refinement at the defensive tackle position. When the guard lands his inside punch on Winfrey's chest, Winfrey just flails about with no direction or real motive. He tries to use a rip move, but you can't do that when the offensive lineman has both of his hands inside, and Winfrey doesn't try to punish that full extension by spinning around him. Instead, Winfrey desperately tries to clear his chest without really understanding that he's lost before he's even started in the first place. Because Winfrey was just so much more athletic than the majority of collegiate offensive linemen he faced, this same frantic, all-over-the-place playstyle worked very well very often. But he really struggled against linemen who just had a better understanding of how to shut down his power and other athletic tools before he could even use it, by simply getting inside his chest, locking him in, and preventing him from moving laterally. It's hard to say what Winfrey will become in the pros because he has the athletic tools, physical demeanor, and non-stop motor to succeed. But at the end of the day, it's just a projection. I know people see him as more of a pass rusher on day one and contributing there right away, but I don't necessarily agree with the notion that he's a much better pass rusher than run defender. He's violent and puts up some great moments in both areas on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down, but he's also raw at all times. Although I will give this pick an A- because getting him on day 3 is excellent value and absolutely worth a shot to see if he can develop and become a guy that you can pair with Myles Garrett on the defensive line. I don't expect Winfrey to contribute much in his rookie season given how hard the position is for rookies. But if he can develop better hand usage and technique to complement those athletic tools, he could become a dominant player for the Browns.